Hey everybody, it's Aw-Dust and welcome back into the mosh pit. And I am stuck in a pit, alright. This game has gotten me fairly frustrated because I'm not sure. Everything I try to do, it seems like there's something that I can't do. And then the task management of these different like jobs that you can get, I don't understand as well. So right now I'm totally stuck in this mud. I have pre-recorded footage because I wasn't sure if I was going to put more videos out, and so I said, you know what, let me try to just mess around offline and see if I can figure this out. I recorded it anyway. So now I'm going to show you what happened. I'm trying to get out of the mud here. I think that what is going on is this truck is just not powerful enough, and I can't get tires for it that are very good with mud. So I am only able to do what I can do, and I'm super stuck. So I figured, this isn't working, you know. Let's switch to a different vehicle, and we'll see if we can take this truck here, go drive over there with this heavier, more powerful truck, pull that one out of the mud. I know other people that I know have played this have said that they had to go get other trucks to get their trucks out of the mud. So I figured, okay, well, since I couldn't get myself out, I would come over here and get some better tires for this truck so that are mud, and then get the mud tires equipped so I can go pull my other truck out of the mud. Well, if you can see all these tires that are available for this truck, mud is poor. You can't really do anything until you upgrade your rank to get like chains and good mud tires and lift kits and things like that. You have to rank up. Well, I'm having a trouble doing anything, so how am I supposed to freaking rank up and be able to buy these better tires and equipment? I have no idea. But I was like, well, fine. I was able to drive in the mud before with this truck. Maybe I can just make it over there. All I really need to do is winch it out of there, and pull it and not hit trailers while I'm driving. Pull it out of the mud. You know, like if I can just get it to pull out of the mud just a little bit, maybe I can make it back. So this is me trying to drive on over to pull it out and immediately get stuck in the mud. Can't move. This truck has 0 mud tires, like very bad mud tires. All it has is street tires, and I'm stuck. So now I've got 2 vehicles that are stuck, and I'm getting frustrated because I don't understand, like, how are you supposed to do anything in the game when all your vehicles keep getting stuck? You can't go take anything. So I was like, okay, look, maybe I just need to focus on smaller tasks. Maybe these larger ones are not for me yet. Maybe I need to switch and start some of the smaller things, like opening up towers, right? Maybe I should just open up some areas. And I did watch a video on YouTube, and that video said, hey, here's some tips for new players, right? And one of them was open up all the towers in an area first. First thing you do, before you do any jobs, before you go running around seeing what's up in the area you have, unlock all the area so you can see, because there might be upgrades, there might be extra vehicles, there might be some simpler tasks, all that stuff. So I have my regular Chevy truck here with some better tires on it, and it also has all-wheel drive. It's not 4-wheel drive, it's all-wheel drive, which there is a slight difference in this game from lock differential 4-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive, but I am able to get around a little bit in this truck. So I came over here to this tower to unlock it, see what I could find, and see if there's any other tasks that are a little bit more doable. And there you go. So now that I have the tower unlocked, I can drive around and see if I can get to some other towers. Maybe I can find some upgraded parts, things like that. There's now new objectives. I have rock slides. I've got this drainage task thing that I can go do, things like that. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe I can drive over to the rock slide with my truck and fix that issue. You never know. There might be something there that is worth doing. The thing is, like, when you open up those tasks, you really don't know what they are until you drive over to them. So when I look at the map, I can't just go to that task and figure out what it is that they need. I have to drive over here first. And you can look at details, and you can see how much reward you're going to get, how much money and points, that kind of thing. But you have to drive over here. And to clear this, I'm going to need metal beams and spare parts. So before I can even get metal beams, I have to have a truck that can pull metal beams. All of this stuff is not presented in a way that, for me, made sense. So, like, I'm given tasks, and it just says, deliver to the rock slide. Okay. How do I do that? What do I do? And so, if you look at the map, you can see there's a trailer that has an arrow up. And there's these two different arrow ups over at Town Storage and the missing machinery right there. So those things are pickup locations. So I need a truck that can pull that big old trailer, which I don't have. And I need to pick up stuff with that trailer and bring it over here, which is the spare parts and the metal beams. Well, where do I get a truck? I don't have enough money to buy a big rig. Right? And the trucks I have, they're struggling and they're stuck in the mud. So I found a Scout. And I thought, okay, I know that there's been times where I've needed to do more four-wheel driving than this little truck I have. So maybe if I go pick up the Scout, I can do some smaller tasks, since this rock slide seems to be a little insurmountable until I get enough money to buy a big rig. So it's like every turn, every little step forward is a couple steps back because I can't progress due to my lack of funds and lack of skill. Now here's a task that's right outside of the rock slide. This one is go out and find these different drainage pipes. And when you these pumps here, find the pump, the 3 different pumps, and it's suggesting that I have an off-road vehicle. So that makes sense to me. If I just go get the Scout, maybe I can go do the pump missions. That seems like a more doable at this time task, right? So I'm going to accept this one, switch from rock slide since I don't have a big rig, go get the Scout, and then do some four-wheeling, right? I mean, this truck here is off-road-ish because it has the all-wheel drive, but it's not... that task was in red, suggested that I use a four-wheel drive, so I thought, okay, well, the Scout, that could be my jam, right? So I'm going to head across this little muddy ditch, which there sure is a whole lot of mud and messed up roads in this map of Michigan. I don't know if Michigan's really like this or not, that there's so many damn muddy roads. I'm pretty sure it's not. But, yeah, I struggle here. Luckily for me, this truck, after I upgraded the tires, it has been more serviceable than at the very, very beginning of the game, but just barely. There still takes a while to get through this mud. It still takes a while to get through off-road areas, and it does not handle so well. Like, you can see right there, as it kind of slid off the side of the road, almost went into the ditch. And going through water... Dangerous means that it's possible that either the engine will stall or that it'll flip over from the current. Lucky for me, that did not happen because this truck doesn't have a winch on it and I have no way to get it out. I'd have to recover it back to the garage, which is unfortunate. Whenever you are so stuck that you have to recover something back to the garage, it's really unfortunate because you feel like, man, I'm making progress, and then you get so stuck that nothing can get you out. And you're like, no, I made so much progress, or at least I thought I was, and you weren't. There, I'm out of the mud. So I have to take this truck, somewhat four-wheel driving, somewhat, it's on dirt, but it's not too bad, to get up to where the Scout is located. A little bit of it is sketchy. Like a Scout right here would, like, getting on 3 wheels is probably not ideal for this truck. But I took it slow up through this area so as to not roll my truck off the side of a cliff. Also, this rock was a little sketchy getting through there, but Ooh, camera. Camera. See, as long as you go slow and maybe let it coast a little bit, especially if you're going downhill, coast it. In real life and on a game, you just want to make sure that you're not slamming your differential down on a big-ass rock. Last thing you want to do is have to have some kind of assistance from a tow up in this rocky terrain. There we go. So up at the top of this hill, there's a little house and this Scout. And it's pretty cool. I had this Scout. This is the exact Scout that I had. Mine was red with a white top. But, yeah. This is the same exact truck that I had when I was in my, what was it, mid-20s? Living up in the mountains. Okay, so I've got the Scout unlocked. I'm going to take my Chevy back to the garage, and we're going to store that by hitting retain. That puts it in truck storage, so that way at least I have it stored. And then while pushing buttons, I accidentally switched to first person. I did not know that this was a mode, but it was kind of cool. It was getting me sick, though. Like, the bouncing around four-wheel driving in first person is pretty neat. And I do like driving games more in first person than I do third person. But there's no other view. Like, I'd rather have one that was just the front of the vehicle where you couldn't even see the truck, but because then I'd be less motion sick. This bouncing up and down of the hood is kind of making me a little bleh. Also, why am I wearing a sweater and a gold ring? Like, what the heck? Wait. What's this outfit? When can I change my outfit? Yeah, I did not feel comfortable trying to make it through these four-wheel drive spots in first person. Not even a little bit. So you can see on the Scout, it has a lock differential, which on a regular Scout, you had to get out and manually lock the diffs on this thing. You could, or not the differential, but the tires. So the front of the truck on a real Scout, you have to get out and twist the wheel locks so that you could engage four-wheel drive. Luckily for me in this game, there is no getting out. You can just automatically switch, which I always wish I had in a Scout. But the differential lock is always on so that you have traction, I guess, on both the front and rear tires. But then all-wheel drive engages the front tires, so there's that. This thing does handle a little better than the Chevy, but not that much better. It has a little bit more torque to get through some four-wheel drive areas, but it's got the base engine, and I can tell from just real-life experience that base engine on a Scout is weak. It's very good low-end, but it doesn't have any ability to really pull anything. There's not enough power to do a whole lot of pulling. I'm making it work. You'll see. I'm going to take it back to the garage here and upgrade it. Also, I keep forgetting that I don't have to go four-wheel driving. If I want to go back to the garage, I can just hit recover from anywhere, and it'll send me back to the garage. So I can't really unlock anything unless I go out and find the unlocks and upgrades. There's a few things you can buy. A lot of them are just locked on finding them in the world. But the first thing you want to do, at least in my experience, has been buy better tires that are mud tires. So I bought the best tires possible. They are pricey, but it's worth it big time. Because without traction, you really can't do anything. And yeah, and then also I got this rack, which I haven't used, but it allows you to do refuels and repairs if you really bash up your truck or you run out of gas. There's an option now to repair or refuel your truck on the fly. I also switched to this red, the kind of muted red, because that is very much how mine looked. Minus the red top. I had a white top, but I mean, this is exactly what my Scout looked like. It had the big tires on it. It did not have a rack with a bunch of gas cans. But that was the color of it. So I was like, all right, I'm living my Scout fantasies from my early 20s. So the next thing we're going to do is try to get this drainage quest done. Now that we have a 4-wheel drive, I wanted to go try to get these pumps and find them, unlock them, maybe get some cash and some experience. Struggling to get through the mud still, even with the mud tires, because the engine is pretty weak. The truck still struggles some in deep mud. It's not a mud bogging machine, so it does have a winch on it though, so you can pull yourself out if you really need to. But it still struggles some in deep mud, so I think it needs a lift kit and a bigger engine. Those things I have to find or unlock through progression before I can unlock them, but this thing definitely handles better than the Chevy would have coming through this mud. So you can see the Chevy would have been stuck already. I would have had to recover that instantly. But I'm able to get through, albeit slow, because it is, I mean, that's some thick mud. And it hasn't rained since I was playing the game, so I was like, man, when does this mud just dry and become dirt? Come on, man. It's not reality. I thought this was a sim. Alright, made it over here to where the pump is. There is no road over to the pump, but there is land. So I'm going to head through these trees to go over to where the pump is and run over some rocks. That's okay, this Scout can handle it. It's tough. Cool, up on 3 wheels again, Jesus. It's a little bit sketchy through these trees. And, oh, almost went off the side there. Now, the Scout could probably handle it, so I'm going to drive off the side anyway, but, yeah, if I had full bore off there, I could have flipped that Scout. Easy. And there we go. We're going to try to cross over to the pump through this muddy area. The problem is that the dangerous water level has created a hard little task. Oh, this is not the pump. I went to the wrong thing. I was trying to go to the pump, but I went to this truck. Get this truck out. Well, I am stuck. I'm stuck in here. And I attach the winch to something and try to pull myself out. What can I pull myself out from? Maybe this tree. And nope. Stalled engine. Game over. Now, if you get the other winch, there's a winch that is autonomous. Then you can use that, but I didn't have that. I have one that requires the engine to be on, so I went back to the garage, and that's pretty much where I ended this journey. The game was just frustrating me, and I need to get some things unlocked on it. That's the autonomous Scout winch there. I need that one. We're going to continue trying to play this game, and thanks for watching, and hopefully you're enjoying the struggle, and I'll see you in the next video.